When music gets hard, come see Professor Lee Euph.
Hey guys, I'm Professor Lee Euph, and today I'm going to show you the patterns to memorizing pedal notes. I know we don't play pedal notes too often, but it would be nice to know them without always having to run and grab the fingering chart whenever you see them in music. It will help if you know your chromatic scales, or at least you know F chromatic. And big disclaimer, this is only for compensating horns, not just the regular euphonium where it's like all four valves on top. It has to be where you have the fourth valve on the side of the horn, because that brings in the extra tubing, and that's what makes it compensating, essentially. So, to jump into it, I'm going to focus on the bass and the treble clef versions, just because I know there's euphonium players that play in both clefs. So we're going to start on this F here in bass clef, and this G here in treble clef. So, with knowing that, we're going to come over here, and here's our F and G that I just said we're starting on here, shown over here. So we know the fingerings from F to B flat, essentially. Everybody knows it's going to be open, second, first, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, or fourth valve, and 1, 2, 3, or second and fourth valve. Hopefully those are clear enough for you guys to see. But essentially we know that. And then most players even know the next part under that, so we can go a full octave F to F. Because, you know, B flat is then going to be 0, and then A flat, G, G flat, to where we get to low F. So, all euphonium players pretty much knows that order, because it's a chromatic scale, essentially. And we play these notes quite often. So now, to memorize the pedal notes, we just use what we already know. And there's not many different fingering combinations, so you know it's going to be all the same type of combinations, and it's a very similar order. So we come down here, this is where we're going to start looking at the pedal notes. So for this section, I call this the +4 section, because you're taking all the fingerings from F to B flat up here, and adding the fourth valve to get these notes down here. So like, to figure out the F, normally it would be just open position, so then you add the 4, and all you have is 4 left, so that's why that fingering is fourth valve. So then we go down to the next one. E is normally second valve, so you know, you put down second valve here, but then it's the +4 section, so you're going to add the fourth valve as well, so now that new note is going to be 2, 4. Here, E flat is normally 1, you add the 4, that's 1, 4, and you kind of just keep going with that, so it's 2, 4, 1, 2, you add the 4, and then this is normally 2, 3, add the 4. This is normally, you're going to go with the 1, 3 and the 1, 2, 3 for these next two notes, because you can't use the fourth valve because the whole section's already called +4. So for C, you're going to go 1, 3, add the 4, that makes it 1, 3, 4. And for this one, this is normally 1, 2, 3, but you want to make sure to add the 4, so that turns into 1, 2, 3, 4. So that section makes it easier to memorize now, because you know you just basically take all these notes, add the fourth valve onto it. And then an even easier section is the very low pedal notes, which is essentially the same exact fingerings from this B to this E. It's the same as this B to this E. All the same. Nothing, you don't add an extra valve, you don't take away a valve, you don't, nothing. So you just B flat 0, A is 2, A flat 1, G 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 4, or 1, 3, and 1, 2, 3, however you look at it. So this just is an easier way for you guys to memorize the pedal notes. The +4 thing is going to take some getting used to, but all you have to do is think through it a little bit, and it's not that bad. And once you get past all the +4, even simpler from there. You just take what you know from right over here. So, I hope this video helps you guys, and now you shouldn't need your fingering chart every time you go to look up pedal notes.